Welcome back to yet another episode of the Rondell Lane Podcast, episode number 3. And today we are here with a very special guest, my very best friend, been friends since 2nd or 3rd grade, something like that. Welcome him to the show, y'all, Mr. Cool Cannon.
I mean, how did I know you from kindergarten? Because, I mean, we lived in the same neighborhood since we were like, right?
I don't know, man. I think we just didn't have no classes together then, man.
You're right, because I remember Akeem, he was like 1st grade.
Yeah.
And I don't think I knew you then.
Yeah. Do you remember how we met?
The bus?
Yeah, the bus, man. I ain't like you at first, man. You played me in front of a bunch of girls. Well, people in general. You had, it was the movie Beetlejuice that just came out, and you had the action figure.
I remember that.
And you was passing it around on the bus, letting everybody play with it. I asked you if I could play with it. You was like, yeah. And it just took forever, man. Like I was coming up to my bus stop, so I said something to you, like, "Hey, can I see it?" Because
right.
I knew that I was gonna get out the bus pretty soon. I don't remember exactly what you said, but it was something like, man, wait your turn. This dude sweating me or something like that, and everybody started laughing. I never forget that. Everybody started laughing, and I was like, this dude played me for no reason. But after that, man, I mean, we got cool and
right.
Yeah, man, like a brother, man, more than
you
a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, we got this guy to the show today, and he is a filmmaker. Can I call you a TikTok sensation? Was that too?
That's a little much.
That's a little much, but
I'll rock with it.
Yes, TikTok sensation, soon to be YouTube sensation if I can get him back to making videos. But yeah, man, welcome to the show, man. This interview is gonna be a little different because I know you, but I gotta talk to you like I don't know you, for the sake of the audience. So, tell us a little bit about Laurinburg, where you come from.
As you and I both know about Laurinburg, it's one of those small towns where you ride through it and then you're right out of it. Just a small town, man, where nothing's really going on, but it's a lot of talent and a lot of hope there. You know, Scotland County, you know, it bred some of the best football players, some of the best basketball players as well. You know, we had a lot of guys that go to college, play football, and, you know, a lot of guys that are very successful in life. But it never gets talked about because of where they're from. Because,
right.
You know, if you ain't from L.A., New York, Chicago, the major cities, then, you know, nobody really mentions your name or you know, you never really get no notoriety for anything. But Laurinburg is just one of those towns, man, you kind of forget about because it's so small.
Right. Yeah, Laurinburg is one of those places where they'll just say, he's from North Carolina.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they won't name drop it.
Right.
But
right.
So with that experience growing up, how did you find your way being an entrepreneur now, and specializing in creating video content? Like, where did you pick up those aspects of your life?
Well, I can say, man, most of my entrepreneurship came from my father. A lot of people know me. I grew up in a small town, like, you know, Laurinburg, North Carolina, but my dad owned a restaurant in Maxton, North Carolina. And that was probably about, 10, 12 minutes away?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he had me working there ever since I was 10. Nothing like child, you know, none of that crazy mess. But, you know, I worked, me and my cousin and my brother, we work every other Saturday. So he started us off on Saturdays, and we worked all day Saturday. And from maybe about 10 in the morning to about, 5 or 6 in the afternoon. And then next Saturday we rotate. My other brother would work, and then my cousin would work. Then it'll be my time to work again. And those times just kind of helped me kind of build help me build a kind of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, hey, man, you got to work. If you're going to eat, you got to work.
Right.
And working for my dad kind of helped sustain that, man.
Put a little discipline in you.
Put a little discipline in me. That exactly, because it was times where I didn't want to get up in the morning and I didn't want to go to work. I remember one time it was 4th of July, and my dad said, "You going to work? Me and you." And it was just me and him at the restaurant, and I was crying on the way there. Yeah. But years later down the line, I understand why he made me do it.
Right.
It built me into the person I am today.
You went to school for mass communications, and would you say school was worth it for what you're doing right now? Because we both see people in high school making content,
Killing it.
and they're making more than people with master's degrees. So, what's your take? Let me rephrase this. If your son says he doesn't want to go to school, what do you say to him?
I don't fight him on it. I know my parents, they always used to ask me what I wanted to do when I, once I graduate. And kind of like at that age, I never knew, because it was foreign to me. I knew I didn't want to work in the restaurant business because my dad had pushed that on me so much, and I kind of hated it, but it taught me a lot. But at the same time, I knew that's what I didn't want to do. But if my son came to me and said he didn't want to go to college, I say, okay, son, that's awesome. Because what I feel like is college is just, man, a money pit.
Yeah.
For me, college was just an experience.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell my son to pick up a trade. If he wants to do video, photography, or anything that I'm doing, then I'm willing to help him get to that level. He's got that on his plate.
Right.
I can serve it up to him. He can just start right away. But if he just wants to do something else totally different, I'll say take up a trade. Don't worry about college. You don't need college. You can learn everything that you want to learn off of YouTube.
Yep.
And become great at it. Mm-hmm. You just got to be attentive.
I definitely agree with that.
Right.
I'm the same way. I'm kind of teaching my daughter, trying to put like entrepreneurial thoughts in her mind right now. You can go do your own thing. You don't have to go get a job or go to school and get a good job.
Right.
Because just what I see at this point is maybe that concept worked like in our parents' generation and generations before, but
right.
I think we may have been the last generation where college meant like success.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So after college, what did you find yourself doing in your early 20s? Were you doing video then, or were you still just figuring out life at that point?
After college, really had no clue of what I was going to do. I was very successful at college. I graduated in 4 years. A lot of people, they'll graduate and they'll need a summer or two. Right. I graduated straight 4 years, did everything I needed to do, learned some basic skills on how to do video, but I still didn't know quite what I wanted to do right after that. So what I did was I started dabbling into music. As you and I both know, I became a rapper. Which is seems like every black male aspires to be.
Or basketball.
Or basketball, football. Yeah. I became a rapper, man, and I kind of got with my buddy Brizzo. Everybody knows him as Lamar Brown.
Yep.
I got with him. He saw a little bit of talent in me, and he said, "Bro, you can do this. Won't you do it with me?" And I was like, "Cool. Let me just write some raps." And we started writing raps, and we kind of started our music career, man. And so it kind of went from there, and I kind of forgot about like college and everything. I said, man, I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yeah. So clearly, you're no longer rapping. So what happened? How did we transition from rapping to shooting music videos?
That's kind of strange, but once I realized how much money it takes to become a rapper and how much investment you got to put into being a rapper.
Studio time.
You got studio time. You got photo shoots. You got shows. You
Traveling.
You got to be a people's person 24/7. And being a rapper, man, it's not for everybody, And some people can grind it out, until they make it. And some people just are impatient, like myself. I'm very impatient. But I've learned over the years that patience is key. So maybe if I would have kept up a little bit longer, maybe I'd be on or something like that. But, I learned a lot about the industry coming up. So I know that's not the place that I wanted to be.
Right.
You know, I knew I didn't want to be in the rap game. I knew I didn't want to be in that type of environment.
Illuminati.
I knew I didn't want to be in that particular environment, man. So I kind of stepped back from it. I got offered a deal. Me and my boy Brizzo, we were coming up. We got offered a deal. I don't really want to talk about this on camera, but if you want to go there, we can go there.
I mean, it's up to you. If any of y'all are familiar with like Hollywood conspiracy theories, you can basically sum it up with that type of situation.
Well, let's just cut to the chase.
Cut to the chase.
All right, so we were doing our music thing. Me and Brizzo, we were doing our music thing or whatever. We was kind of doing shows around the city. We was building up a little buzz in North Carolina. We had a lot of guys bootlegging our mixtapes. You remember that?
Remember those days. I feel like y'all made it when I found out that y'all was being bootlegged in like the flea market in Fayetteville.
Right. Yeah. We had I think Queen D-Berry made the mixtape cover.
Yep.
And it was a cool mixtape cover. And I remember Brizzo calling me one day. He said, man, they bootlegging us all over Fayetteville, man. He was kind of mad about it.
Yeah.
But I was telling him, I was like, man, that's good publicity, good promotion, man. Let's just let them do it. And he was like, you're right, man. Let's do that. So we kind of blew up off of that. And around that time, we had met one of our homeboys that Brizzo was friends with named Block. We called him Block or whatever. And he had another cousin named Tony. And Cousin Tone was like, hey, man, I know this record label that want to meet with y'all. He saw one of y'all shows and saw what y'all doing. I'm making a long story short.
Yeah.
He saw one of y'all shows and he said, hey, man, I want y'all to come to Atlanta and sit down with me. So that's what we did. So Cuz brought us down to Atlanta, and we went down and sat with the label. It was me, Brizzo, and Cousin. And this guy, head of the label, it's getting spooky, man.
Get spooky, man.
This guy, head of the label, asked us, would we sell our soul for this?
It was literal.
It was literal. I did not understand it at the time. Brizzo.
When is this?
This is, I can't even tell you when this is. Because
probably around like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere over there.
8, 9, something like that maybe. Because 9, I started my YouTube, so I knew it was a little bit before that. So let's say 2008. Let's use 2008. So we met with this guy around 2008, and he literally asked us, would we sell our soul to be in the industry?
That's nuts.
And at the time, I didn't understand it because I didn't know what he meant. So me and Brizzo was looking around at each other, and we were like, no, we'll sell our music. Because at the time, selling your soul sounds spooky.
Right. So
all we knew about that was you sell your soul, you're giving away everything.
Right.
But now I know what it means. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Y'all got asked that question.
Before it became trendy.
Right. People weren't talking about that back then.
Right.
So
that was the one of the weirdest times of my life, and we didn't understand it at the time.
So at that point, is that where you kind of started fading off and said, I got to find something else to do?
At that point, I realized that something ain't right with this. It's a reason why a lot of rappers that weren't as lyrical as me and Brizzo were getting on, and we wasn't.
Right.
So I was like, man, something ain't right about this, And I started kind of veering off and just like, I don't want to do it no more. I wasn't even thinking about video still. I was just like, man, I don't want to do it no more. But I still had a passion for music. I still had that passion for music, but I knew I didn't want to do that no more. Right. After having that conversation with that guy, and then after doing some of the research I did after that, I was like, done. I don't want to mess with it.
So after you walked away from the music, do you know about how long? You remember about how long it was before you figured out like, oh, I want to get back into shooting video, or not get back into shooting video, but start shooting video?
One day I was watching. I think I might have been watching a YouTube video, man, and it was some guy. He was using the camera. His name was Jacob Owens. and he was using a camera called a Canon T2i. You're familiar with this because this was all of our first camera. And a lot of OGs know this camera, the Canon T2i.
Camera changed my life, man.
The quality on this camera was crazy. So I was watching him just shoot a music video. And by the way, I stumbled across this video. Like, I wasn't like searching for it. I just stumbled across it. It must have been fate, must have been God, whatever.
Right.
So I was looking at it and I was like, man, he is killing it. I was like, that video fire. I was like, let me shoot something for myself. So what I did was I saved up some money just off watching that video. I saved up some money and I purchased this camera. I think after I watched that video, I had a conversation with you, and I think you had a conversation with Quinn, and y'all were talking about the same exact camera.
Yep, he put me onto it, and I remember calling you when I got it. I remember us talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer it was after that, but I remember getting the camera, and I called you. You might not remember this, but you said, yo, I got the same camera like 2
I
weeks
already
ago.
got it.
Yeah, I was like, what? So that was crazy.
I already got it. Right. So once I got that camera, man, I saved up enough money because I was working a job. So I was like, man, I got to get that camera, man. So I got the camera, and, I was still nervous because, I hadn't done video in a long time, man. So, but I just said, hey, I ain't even got to put this out. I'll just film myself. So I filmed myself a music video. And I kind of went through the motions of how I watched the guy put together that music video. And I said, okay, it's cool. I don't think I want to put it out. And then I showed you. Do you remember this?
Yep, I do.
I had this video sitting for like 2 months. And I just wasn't confident in it. Because, at that time, I didn't know what people would say about it, you know what I mean? Because we weren't putting videos out like that. Me and Brizzo had put videos out before using like some of my old VHS cameras, but they wasn't really edited this type of style, like professionally.
Right.
And, I didn't really want to do nothing without Brizzo, so I was just playing. So I did it, and I let you see it. You was like, man, put that joint out.
Yeah.
Put that joint out, man.
I thought it was a dope video, man.
So when you told me that, man, when you told me it was dope or whatever, man, I was like, okay, shoot, man. One person said it was good, man. And then the girl I was dating at the time, she watched it and she said it was good. So that gave me confirmation. It gave me 2 people. So I was like, shoot, I'm just going to put it on YouTube. And I put it on YouTube, man. It got like 500 views.
Dang, I didn't know that part.
It did. I deleted it, though, because I still hated it. I let it sit for a little while, but... it got about 500 views, man. I was like, wow. I was like, people actually like this video, but I can do better. So from then on, man, I took my journey from shooting music videos to from shooting myself music videos to shooting my boy Brizzo. I was like, Brizzo still rap because I don't rap no more. Like, I was just doing that. I was just testing that out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really into rap no more, but I was testing that out. So I contacted Brizzo. I said, Brizzo, man, let me shoot you a couple videos. He was like, cool, let's do it. Brizzo always down.
Right.
So I shot him a couple music videos, man, and from then on, man, it kind of took off. Like from me making that one video of myself and then creating the next videos with Brizzo, it kind of took my mind to a different place and started making me realize, like, yo, this is what you're meant to do. You weren't meant to rap. Right. You weren't meant to go work for nobody. You were meant to do this.
Right.
And it all kind of came full circle for me.
What are some of your highlights from shooting music videos? Like, what's some of the best sets you've been on, or have you met any stars, any celebrities? Like, where has this taken you over the past X amount of years?
Well, from shooting music videos, I want to say it has done tremendously for me. I've been able to travel to different countries to shoot music videos. I've met some celebrities by the likes of Styles P, Jadakiss, Arsenal. And a lot of people don't know Arsenal, but Arsenal is a popular battle rapper. And he has one of the most viewed battles on YouTube. And
I didn't know that.
I'm talking tens of millions of views on YouTube. And I've been able to work with Arsenal and Jada Kiss and Styles P and the likes of all those guys. It's really taken me to a different stratosphere, if you want to say. And I never would have dreamed of doing these things before I came into to doing videos, man.
Speaking of like people you've met, we forgot to say when you were rapping. You remember the first group you opened up for? You remember them? 112. You remember y'all opened up for 112 at Wingate?
That's right. Wow, I forgot that.
Yeah, that just popped in my head.
Wow, yeah, right. That was crazy night.
Back to the music video. So you did that, and eventually you stopped shooting music videos, which was not that long ago, maybe a year ago now. So with such a illustrious run and success with shooting music videos, what caused you to fall out of love with that genre?
As I've I've done music videos, I've done a ton of, a lot of them. Music videos was kind of like my bread and butter. I didn't do anything else. I do a few weddings here and there, but music videos was my thing. Like, people would contact me like, I got to get Cool Cannon to shoot me a music video. But what I started noticing is that all the music videos started looking alike. Everybody's music videos started looking the same. You jumping around, dancing around in front of some trees.
In an alley or something.
In front of the alley or in front of an old abandoned house. And it kind of got old to me. I'm one of those guys that like to keep things fresh. I always like to bring fresh ideas. I like to do things different. And that's not why I stopped shooting music videos. Because, like I said, I could just change up my concepts and start doing some different concepts, which I did as my journey progressed. What I noticed in doing this is that everything was negative. Kill this, shoot that, sell a couple packs. All the music started sounding the same to me, which I'm gonna
steal your baby mama. I'm gonna steal your wife, like all this.
Right. What I've never really listened to, because I was so involved in the world. I was just like, that's what it's about. That's what rap music is about. Stealing your baby mama, shooting somebody, robbing somebody. That's all I rapped about. That's all I knew. So when I started actually sitting down and thinking about this stuff, I was like, man, I don't want to be around this stuff no more. I'll tell you one incident I had at a music video shoot, and guys were waving guns around in the music video. Mm-hmm. I mean, these were real guns. These weren't prop guns. Right. Now guys got prop guns and things like that. People were waving real guns around in the video, and I was like, man, make sure y'all got the clips and y'all got every bullet out the head. I had to tell them this every time. Because there was one instance where a guy actually had a bullet in the head and it jammed.
That's something you shouldn't have to tell nobody that, though. Like, that's the crazy part about it.
Right. But these kids, they don't know.
Yeah.
They see the stars on TV and that's what they're doing. So they think that's what they got to do to get on. But that's a false narrative, man. Right. I always try to tell people now, look, bro, that ain't the way to go, bro. You got to take that a whole different direction now, because that's only going to leave you where dead or in jail.
Right.
And once I realized that, I was like, man, I don't want to be a part of that destruction. So that's why, man, like when I do music videos, I'm very selective. I pick and choose what I do. Don't say I don't do them anymore. I just pick and choose who I work for and what I'm doing. I'm not money hungry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just because the money may pay a lot of money, that I'm going to do a music video. No, I got morals. I got values. I got a soul. I got a spirit. I believe. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm not just going to do anything because it got a bag attached to it. So if you come to me, it's got to make sense.
Let's talk about the transition. So, because I did mention earlier you were TikTok star. Tell us about that. Like, what is that? What happened there? Was that planned?
Well, that's pretty funny, man. That's pretty funny. I can, TikTok. Let's see how that worked. So my son, he actually put me on a TikTok. I knew nothing about TikTok. I was an Instagram, Facebook guy. I knew that, you put your content on Facebook, you put your content on Instagram, you put your content on YouTube. I knew about those three platforms that you would get your work seen. But I knew nothing about TikTok. But I knew from just talking to my son and engaging with my son say, he's always on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And he said, Dad, you got to get on TikTok. You got to get on TikTok. I was like, man, what you watching on TikTok? And I started watching some of the stuff, and everything was short. Mm-hmm. This is before the reels and everything.
Yeah.
He just showing me these things, and I'm like, man, this look corny. I ain't messing with no TikTok, man. I was like, man, I got too many apps to deal with. I got Instagram, I got Facebook, I got YouTube I'm trying to do. I was like, man, I don't want to deal with another app.
Right.
But I'm always around him, so I just constantly kept watching him be attentive to TikTok. And I started realizing, like, he's a kid. This is what the kids are into now. I had to get out of my own way. I was in my own way. I was like, okay, I'm doing what I want to do, but I need to look to what other people are looking at. And when I looked at that, I said, okay, my son is into TikTok. So that must be what the kids are into or what the new generation is into. So what I did was I said, okay, let me upload a video, just a short video like they normally do on TikTok and see what happens. So I uploaded I created something like a reel, like of some of my work, and it didn't do that well. It did okay. It didn't do well. Maybe got about 100, 200 views. And I stopped right there. I said, okay, 200 views, it wasn't enough. Because I seen that on YouTube. I got a little bit more than that on YouTube. So yeah. I was like, that ain't nothing.
Yeah, I want to focus my energy over here.
Right. So I let it go. And my son was still on it. Like every time I pick him up from his mom's, he was still on it, still watching it, still engaged on it. I said, look. I don't like shooting music videos no more. I don't like shooting weddings no more. And we can get into the whole wedding thing too if you want to, but yeah. I don't like shooting weddings no more. What the HE double hockey sticks am I going to do? I said, I can't make money nowhere else because I don't know anything else but music videos and weddings. What else can I make money off of?
And important interjection. During this time, you already left your full-time job. So you...
Correct.
That's an important factor to put in.
Please state that because actually I quit my full-time job in the midst of shooting music videos. So I was like, I was making more money doing music videos than I was at my job. And I was like, it don't make sense. And that's the reason I left my full-time job because I could make more money shooting music videos than I could at my full-time job. So I just kind of left in that process. But,
Yeah. But so you walked away from, you left your full-time job to do video. What, probably within a year of leaving your job, you kind of wanted to fall back on the videos.
Right.
So now we're looking at TikTok, we posting. It's okay. But like you said, you got to figure out, I got to do something. I don't want to keep shooting music videos full time. I don't want to do weddings full time. So where we at from there?
I got to tell you, man, this had to be the Most High. It had to be the Most High because I was kind of like at a standstill. I was like, dude, like I was talking to myself at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was delusional. I was kind of talking to myself like, bro, what you gonna do? You either got to start back shooting music videos or you got to go out here and get a job. And then I said to myself, like, I know I don't want to shoot music videos. And I know for sure I don't want to go out and get a job.
Absolutely.
But I always knew I wanted to get into the commercial market. I wanted to create commercials for people. I always knew this, but because I knew it was gigantic money in that industry,
Right.
and I knew that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to go about it. So I was watching this guy. He's a YouTuber. I watch crazy YouTube. I recommend everybody to watch YouTube, man, because there's so many creatives out here that you can learn from. Like I said, Rome wasn't built overnight. You know, you know the term. You know, but like I've been watching YouTubers forever, man, and they have been building me up to be the creative that I am. So I was watching this guy named Daniel Schiffer, man, and I was watching some of the stuff that he was doing. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I can never do any of that he's doing. Never. But then it's just one day I was sitting on my couch, had no work, had no music videos lined up, had no weddings lined up. And I said, yo, you're going to be a homeless man at some point if you don't do something. And guess what I did?
You did something.
I did something.
Your back was against the wall, man.
Back against the wall.
That's when we most creative, when you ain't got nowhere to turn. You know?
That's a fact. That's a fact. So what I did was, man, I walked into, I don't know where I got this idea from about filming myself going into a store, buying a product, and actually making something from the product. I knew that making something from the product. I knew I got that from Schiffer. I knew I was going to start doing that. But walking in the store and buying it myself, that was an added part from me vlogging. You remember I used to vlog the music videos?
Yep.
That came from that.
Right.
And I added it to it. So I walked into to the Dollar Tree and I said, man, what can I buy and just try to make something? I was playing around. I didn't really think it was going to work. I was like, I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not making no money. I'm not doing anything. So what I did was I walked in there. I grabbed the first drink I saw, picked it up. I said, okay, I got this drink. I'm going to need something else. I know I'm going to need something to make it pop. So I was like, shoot, let me get some. I've seen people do fish tanks and do the little water, do the
drop stuff in.
Stuff in, the liquid. I was like, how do they do that? And I was like, I think they do it with acrylic paint. And so I went over to the acrylic paint section. Dollar Tree had an acrylic paint section, only $1 at the time, wasn't $1.25.
Right. This was pre inflation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was only $1. So I went in there, I grabbed the acrylic paint, and I grabbed the soda, which was like a great Mountain Dew. What was that? I forgot the name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Startup or something like that. Yeah. It was Kickstart. That's
what
it was. Kickstart. So I grabbed the Kickstart Mountain Dew, and then I grabbed the acrylic paint because I knew I wanted to mix a couple colors and make purple. And I knew that was the only ideas I had at the time. I knew that I was going to spray some water on the can to make it look really refreshing. And then I was going to put it in water and add the acrylic paint so that the bubbles and the colors could pop up around the can. And that's all I had. But something in me was telling me, keep going and do it. Keep going and do it. And I want you to post it on TikTok. I don't know what told me this. I just did it. So I created this commercial. You know, I went to my kitchen. My kitchen's famous now.
Yep.
You know, I went to my kitchen and I started doing this. I started just playing around. I said, I know how to do green screen from music videos. So I know that I can take away the background and I can add anything I want to add into the background. But let me just implicate some of the stuff that I've learned from this Schiffer guy that was doing this stuff on YouTube. And I was like, okay. And I kind of couldn't do it the way he did it. So I made it my own. And I used some of the stuff that I learned from shooting music videos into some of the product commercials. Dude, I finished this edit. It took me about 15 hours to finish this edit.
How long was that spot? How long was the commercial?
I want to say 30 seconds with the BTS. So it's 15 BTS and 15 actual commercial.
So for a 15-second ad, you said 15
hours.
15 hours, see? That's dedication right there.
And that was me just worrying a lot, not just going with it. You know, I was like, okay, this got to be perfect. You know, if I'm gonna put this, gonna be the first time I do this. You know, it's got to be perfect. So, you know, I actually try all of these things that I've learned from some YouTubers and some of the music video styles that I've learned, and I kind of bundled it all together, man. And I created this little, I guess you call it a TikTok video.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was a TikTok video at the time.
Yeah.
But I created this TikTok video, and I said, man, I remember looking at the phone, and I remember thinking, I was like, man, my son is on this app. This is what the kids like. Just post it, man. This is before Reels. Think about it. This is before Reels and Instagram Reels and all that stuff. This was just early TikTok. And I said, I'm just going to put it on him. I don't care. I like, I don't care. It probably ain't going to do that anyway. This is my mindset.
Yeah.
I hit send. All right, first hour, nothing's happening. You know, still 0 views like I normally do because I've uploaded a couple videos to TikTok before and, you know, got maybe 200 views, like I said, and the 0 to 200 views, nothing. Got to maybe 2 hours in. Phone's notifications just start lighting up, bro. Like, this person liked it. This person liked it. This person commented. This person commented. Unreal. So this went on for about 3 days straight.
That's awesome.
And to this day, it's got I think 1.5 million views. And from guys like us, you know, we talk.
Yeah, we don't ever expect that.
We
type
never think we get that type of attention.
Right.
And where we from? We from North Carolina. Let alone we from a small town in North Carolina.
Probably one of the smallest towns in North Carolina.
Not Raleigh, not Charlotte, but one of the smallest towns. And my video's blowing up. I remember putting it on Facebook, just trying to get a little extra, you know, attention to the video. And people were like, "You should put it on TikTok." And then another person would comment, "It's already on there. I already saw it." You know, and I was like, it was blowing my mind. And like my phone was just going off crazy, like nonstop for 3 days.
That's nuts. So how did you what happened from there? How did you use this newfound platform? How did you use that to advance your business, or what did you do from there?
So what I realized after that viral video, I was like, man, I gotta take advantage of this. You remember I called you and I was telling you about it. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You still didn't believe me at the time. You were just like, yo, I see it's going crazy, but you know, I'm not on TikTok. You know, you told me you wasn't on TikTok, so you didn't really know what it was about. Right. But I was telling you, I was like, man, I'm getting a lot of comments, and I'm getting a lot of people sending me emails because I had my email in the description. So a lot of people were sending me emails asking me how much you charge to shoot commercials. I was like, I don't shoot commercials. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so many people were commenting. I was like, okay, now I got to come up with some numbers so that I can, you know, get some commercials. You know what I mean? Right. Not really knowing what's going on, but I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is getting me business. I was like, this is what I'm meant to do. This was the Most High, dog.
Yeah.
This is what I'm meant to do right here because I love doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, I created a love for it. Like, you know, me and you always talk about, we go back and forth about long content versus short content, and you're in love with the long content, and I'm in love with the short content because I've experienced it and I know the success that it has. So I was like, the short content, I was like, man, this is where it's at, bro. I was like, we got to keep doing this. You know, I kept telling you, I was like, yo, we got to do this. Yo, this TikTok is crazy. I'm getting so many emails about, hey, can you do a commercial for me? And this is people not from North Carolina. This is people from Texas, California, where else? Maine, anywhere.
It's people mailing you stuff.
It's people trying to mail in me stuff. So I had to get a P.O. box so people could mail me things because I was skeptical of my address. Right. But I was like, I'll get a P.O. box and let people mail me things. So people were mailing me things from everywhere, from Texas, California, New York, things like that. I was like, yo, this is the move. And it showed me that the reach that TikTok had. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I lay now, and found out that the reach that like Reels and TikToks have, it's just and it's a very good blessing because it came out of nowhere. So that's how I know it had to be the Most High.
Tell the people about your first brand deal.
Okay. I knew you were gonna get into that. My first brand deal with Small Rig. Me and you had talked about this a lot. We were like, man, if we got on YouTube, we got popping, we can get free gear and things like that. We love it. And it just seems to never come fruition for us. Like until like now we feel like we gotta go get it now.
Right.
But I was doing so well on TikTok that Small Rig reached out to me and they sent me an email. And they told me, they say, hey, if you create a video using our product, then what I would do is I would send you our product and you can keep it. And I was able to make a quick 15-second commercial with Small Rig and keep the product. So I got a brand new light just by making a 15-second video that I was already making for free.
Do views equal success to you?
And we talked about this. I would say views do not equal success. Just because you have a lot of views doesn't mean you have a lot of money. What you have to do is you have to capitalize off of those views. You have to use those people to buy into something that you're selling, whether it's a service or a product. Whatever it is, mm-hmm. You have to get those people to buy into that. And once you do that, then those views can equal, success. But if you're just looking at, because I got 1 million views, I got success. It doesn't work like that.
Right. You
have to find a way to market to those 1 million views that you've got. Gotcha. And once you do that, success comes. See, the work ain't done. Because you got 1 million views. I learned this the hard way. Because I got 1 million views. I can just sit back. I charge people whatever I want to charge them because they're coming to me. But at some point, that stops.
You have to figure out how to make it keep.
You have to figure out how to create that video again. Right. And that's the hard part.
So is your main focus still on just making commercials for brands and businesses, or what's next? What's next for Cool Cannon? Like outside of that?
Well, what's next is still trying to figure out the algorithms of TikTok and Instagram. It's you post videos, it's hit or miss. So my whole thing is trying to create a more so of a company where we can handle these bigger brands that come at me. When I post these videos where I'm in my kitchen and I'm recording videos of products and things like that for promotional use, and these companies see me, I want them to think that I got a big machine behind me, a big team behind me. So right now I'm all about creating a team, and developing more people around me and not just me, so I can do more directing than actually doing the directing, the behind the scenes, and the video edit. Because, I'm kind of like a one-man band right now.
Right.
But I want to get to a point where I have a crew. And our crew, we work as a unit. We're one. You know what I mean? We have everything. We can offer everything. We can offer photography, we can offer videography. We can offer, even if you need another wedding, anything. Like I got 3-man, 4-man, 5-man team.
Right.
I'm looking to build a corporation. What they don't allow us to do is what I want to create for myself and my friends.
That was one of my questions. Do you have a team or editor?
No editors. I do all my own editors. I do all my own stunts. Everybody, I don't have a ghost editor. I heard this before when I was doing music videos. I heard like people got ghost editors and stuff like that. I ain't calling no names out, but I don't have no ghost editors. I do all my own editing, And it's hard to find somebody who has the same editing style as yourself. And what I've learned though is you have to let that go, because you're not going to find nobody to do everything exactly how you do. Now, if you want that, you have to teach that person to do it the way you do it. You know what I mean? But if not, just get something clean, something that looks good and looks professional, and go about your business, because that's what a corporation is all about, man. Yeah. You know, learning new ways to do things, you know. I may meet some people that have a better way of editing than I do. You know, I'm not too high up on myself that I can't humble down to what somebody else can teach me.
Right.
You know, so I'm always wanting to learn new things, man, and kind of even from people that I might want to bring into the team. You know, he may have something creative that I don't have.
What's your hobbies? Some of your hobbies.
Okay, when I'm not working or thinking about work, hanging out with my son. That's kind of like the things that kind of interest me, you know, kind of trying to be a father to him, because I don't see him as much, you know, because, you know, he lives with his mom and they're about a couple hours away. So whenever I do have free time, I try to enjoy it with him.
So as a content creator, where do you find your inspiration?
I always like to indulge in a little bit of Netflix, a little bit of movies, Hulu, shows that they got going on. I don't watch a lot of TV. Now, I'm saying all that to say this. I don't watch a lot of TV. But when I do get enough time to sit down and watch some TV, I like to watch shows like Stranger Things, to, you know, because I've heard so much pop about them. So when everybody's talking about them, I like to kind of get, you know, into what they're raving about. So I say it must be good. So I watch things like Stranger Things, and I'll see the way they kind of focus their shots. And it's funny. I don't really look at the movies or the films for the enjoyment. I look for the creative shots and things that I could do better in my production. And that's kind of how my eye is when I'm watching things. I'm always saying, okay, oh man, I'm going to use that shot in something.
Right.
A commercial, a music video, or a wedding, somewhere I'm going to use that shot. That's a dope shot. And that's kind of how my mind thinks. Like, and that's kind of how my creativity comes about. Like, the stuff that I do you see on my Instagram Reels and my TikTok, you wouldn't just be able to recreate that, because it comes from different places.
Right.
You know, I may watch somebody bowling, and then I say, okay, I like the way that guy I like the way he gripped the ball and threw it. And I may take that particular shot of how he was throwing the ball. Pause.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, we know him for doing this. But,
yeah,
but
this
pause,
is us, man.
But pause. But the way it was thrown. Oh my goodness. The way it was thrown, it's kind of like the style of how I would take the shot. Well, you know, I like Marvel movies. You know, well, we're big into that, you know. So Doctor Strange, you know, the Avengers, you know, those are movies that I'm into. And I like the cinematography on those movies because it's so different. Mm-hmm. You know, it show you that, you know, I don't want to get on no conspiracy about the moon landing and everything, but you can see how it kind of looks this, you know, it can be manipulated. You know what I mean? So, but I like I like what can be done with video now. Like, you don't have to be in a desert to make a desert. You know, you can just have a green screen set. You can have a studio like you got, you know, and create anything you want to create. And I love the technology of video now. So, so when I'm not doing video, I'm watching video.
Are you still a fan of Marvel? Like, honest, like, take away the hype and just think about the last few movies you've watched. Are you?
I'm laughing because, you know, I'm thinking about She-Hulk.
That's what I was segueing into that.
I don't like the direction it's going after post Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame was great.
Yeah.
Infinity War was even greater. You know, I've never seen them let a villain win.
Right.
You know, that was phenomenal direction. And then Endgame was long, kind of drawn out, but it hit too.
Yeah.
It was kind of realistic. But once they started doing these kind of spin-offs, you know, Iron Man died, and now you got Moon Knight. What's the other guy's name? You got Loki, who already died. Now you brought him back. You know, anything's possible now.
Right.
You know,
there's no stakes anymore because somebody can just come back and it's a
different person.
Yeah, let's say it's somebody from another universe.
Yeah,
but it's the same.
Now it's kind of like, where do you draw the line at? You know,
is the superhero genre? Is it? Are we tired of that now? Is that what we're seeing?
I think so. I think it's getting to the point where they're trying to do too much, and they're actually catering to more of a feminized position, I want to say.
Yeah. Because
the
MCU. That's what they say.
Every video since Endgame has been focused on women. And not to knock my women, because, you know, I love my women, but they're empowering them over what the man had did in the comics. Like, I understand we need to build our women up, but we don't change the comics.
Or we don't have to build our women up. We don't have to tear the men down.
True.
And that's what they're doing. It's not just building the women up. They'll make and it's not just. This is not just superhero movies. This is just in general. For them to build a woman up, they make a man or a male character almost seem like a buffoon.
All right.
I don't feel like that's.
Yeah, I ain't feeling that.
That's not really necessary.
I ain't feeling that.
But yeah, so do you still play video games? You still into that stuff? I know you used to be. Growing up, that's all we did.
Periodically. You know, I'll get those times where I'll get an itch where I want to play like God of War. You know, new God of War's coming out.
Can't wait.
So I'm thinking about copping that and playing that on my son's PS5. I actually sold my PS4 because I'm so busy with video work that I just don't have time to play it. But when I have my son, he's always playing it. So we have fun playing video games together, and I get to go back and explore some of the old interests I had back in the day. So I love watching him play and watching him being interested in it. Not only sports games, but the adventure games, which what I love, you know. Yeah. Tomb Raider.
It's like watching it. It's like playing a movie, pretty much.
Right. You were like a Resident Evil guy.
Resident Evil.
Yeah. And I was more so of a Tomb Raider guy, and what was the other one? Drake.
Uncharted.
Yeah, Uncharted. I was an Uncharted guy, and Sci-Fi and Filter too.
Yep. I heard. I think they're supposed to be possibly making a remake of that.
Oh man, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
I'll probably cop it then.
How's your mental health, man, with everything going on? Being a entrepreneur, content creator, that can be a little taxing. I feel like more so than just a person that works a 9 to 5. So how do you keep your sanity, your health? How's all that looking for you right now?
Well, and seeing what's going on in the world, what I like to do is pray. Like, that's number one for me, bro. Like, I pray and know that the Most High is taking care of everything. And knowing that I'm in the position that I'm in because of him. I'm doing what I'm doing because of him. If I go down, because of him. It's to teach me a lesson. It's teach me something.
Right.
You know, so I just stay in prayer, man, because in these times right here, we know these troubles are coming, you know, so we just got to be prepared for them, you know. So I try to just keep creating content, you know, keep doing my thing, man, and just not letting up, but make sure I keep the Most High God first and foremost, and I know everything else will fall into place, no matter how the economy goes. So if the economy goes south, as long as I got the Most High first, I'm going up. You know what I mean? So
right there.
I'm just going to keep working, keep doing what I'm doing until, like, I can't do that no more. And then just like I went from the music videos to commercials, I'll go to something else that makes me profit. It makes me excel, whether it's profit or anything, you know. I'm just going to keep elevating no matter what. But the only way to do that is keep him first.
Right. So we're going to get ready to wrap this up, man. How can the people find you, man?
If the people want to find Cool Cannon, all you gotta do is type in Cool Cannon. Go to Facebook, Cool Cannon. Go to TikTok, Cool Cannon 7. 7 is the lucky number. So go to Cool Cannon 7, and YouTube, you can find me on Cool Cannon.
Gotcha.
So I'm everywhere, man. But just type in Cool Cannon.
Just find Cool Cannon. Type Cool Cannon in, they're probably gonna.
I'll pop up somewhere.
Got you. And just the last words, man. If you had to speak to the 20-year-old version of yourself, broke, no money, no aspirations, what do you tell that version of yourself?
Keep going, bro.
That's dope.
Keep going. Don't let up. You're going to make it to where you need to go. Because everything in life that I've done, I've learned from it. And I've grown, and it made me into the person that I am today.
Couldn't say it no better myself. Thank you for coming to the show, man. We're going to catch y'all. Well, I'll catch y'all on the next episode. We about to go make some TikTok videos right now, man. See y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.